So today we are going to solve some problems, and the procedure is that you see the question, then you pause the video and give the problem full try, and then come back to seeing the solution. Okay, and in the process I will also give you some sequential hints. So whenever you see a hint, pause the video again, then try the problem again. Okay, and if you are still unable to solve, then come back to seeing the solution of the problem. Okay, so this is the process which you should follow. Okay, then only it will be useful. Fine, so let us start with the first question. So just copy the question down in your notebook. I am dictating the question. In a quadrilateral ABCD, AB is equals to AD is equals to 13, BC is equals to CD is equals to 20, BD is equals to 24. Okay, so all the sides are given and one of the diagonals BD is given. If R is the radius of the circle inscribable in the quadrilateral, what is the integer closest to R? So just pause the video and give this problem a try. Fine, so let us discuss how to solve this problem. I hope that you have already tried this problem sufficiently. So there is a quadrilateral ABCD given. So let us say this is a quadrilateral ABCD. ABCD. Okay, AB is equals to AD is equals to 13 and BC is equals to CD is equals to 20. And there is a circle which is inscribable in the quadrilateral. What do you mean by a circle inscribable in the quadrilateral? It means it is an incircle which touches all the four sides of the quadrilateral, right? So it would be something like this. Okay, so this is a tangential quadrilateral, and also since you have studied the Pitot theorem that a quadrilateral is tangential if and only if the sum of opposite sides is equal, that is AB plus DC is equals to AD plus BC. So you can verify it here that 13 plus 20 is equals to 20 plus 13. So this is indeed a tangential quadrilateral, that there will definitely exist a circle which touches all the four sides. So you need to find the radius of that circle. So the procedure to find out the radius of incircle of a quadrilateral we have already discussed in the session. So if possible you pause the video again and try it again. Fine. So let us say this is the center O. So these will be perpendiculars, right? These all are equal to radius of the incircle. And now we will simply write the areas of smaller triangles, that is BOC, DOC, AOB and AOD. Okay, so that will be half times R times 20 plus 20 plus 13 plus 13. Okay, this is the area of all the smaller triangles, half base into height, since this is perpendicular. Now this is equal to area of triangle ABD plus area of triangle BDC. Okay, because the area of entire quadrilateral I can split it into area of two triangles ABD and BDC. Now you are already given the length of BD as 24, right? So you know the length of BD, which is equal to 24. So since you know the length of all the three sides of both the triangles, you can use the Heron's formula to find out the area of smaller triangles. Also you can notice that these two triangles are isosceles, right? Now if these triangles are isosceles, then if I drop the perpendicular, this will bisect it. So this is 13, then this will be 12, so this would be 5. So area of triangle ABD is half times base, which is 24, times the height 5. So it is half into 24 into 5. And similarly for BDC, if you drop the perpendicular, then this will be 12, this is 20, so this will be 16. Okay, so this area will be half times 24 times the height, which is 16. So then half gets cancelled, and then you can find the value of R. Okay, so I am leaving it to you. Fine, so it is just a simple problem based on the concept of tangential quadrilateral. So let's move to the next problem. So this is also a problem from PRMO 2018, and the previous one also was from PRMO 2018. So Again, I'll dictate the question, copy the question down. Let ABCD be a trapezium. ABCD be a trapezium, and AB is parallel to CD and AD is perpendicular to AB. Suppose ABCD has an incircle which touches. Suppose ABCD has an incircle which touches AB at Q and CD at P, and it is given that PC is equals to 36 and QB is equals to 49. You need to find the length of PQ. So just pause the video, give the problem full try, and then come back to seeing the solution. Yes, so let us solve this problem. So there is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to CD. Okay, so this is AB, and also AD is perpendicular to AB. So the figure would be something like this. Fine, so this is AB, CD. These two sides are parallel, AB and CD, and this is perpendicular. And there is a circle which touches all the four sides. So that circle would be something like this. Okay. It is given that this touches AB at point Q and CD at point P, and PC is given as 36 and QB is given as 49. So you need to find the length of PQ. Okay, so first hint is try to prove that PQ is parallel to AD. Okay, try to prove that PQ is parallel to AD. So pause the video and try to prove. Yes, so let us assume that O is the center. O is the center of the circle, and if I join OP, it will be perpendicular to DC, because the line joining from center to point of contact is always perpendicular to tangent. And similarly, OQ is perpendicular to AB. So OQ is perpendicular to AB, OP is perpendicular to CD, and AB is parallel to CD. Okay, so there are two lines which are parallel to each other. From a point, if you draw perpendiculars to both these sides, then these 3 points would be collinear, right? These 3 points Q, O and P, this will be collinear, right? So by these three conditions, I can clearly say that Q, O and P are collinear. Yes, that you can verify it, and also it is clearly visible that there are two parallel lines, and if you draw perpendicular to both these lines from a point, then these 3 points will be collinear. So you can verify it. Okay. Now what we are doing is, let us say this point is R and let us say this point is S. So now I can say that CR is equals to CP is equals to 36 and BR is equals to BQ is equals to 49, because the length of tangents from an external point to a circle are equal. Okay. Now the problem is pretty straightforward. So this is the quadrilateral. Okay, this is perpendicular, these two are parallel, 49, this is 85, right? 49 plus 36. So you need to find out the length of PQ. So now pause the video again and try this problem again. Okay, yes, so it's pretty simple now. Just we are dropping a perpendicular from C to AB. So let us say this is K. Okay, so that CK is perpendicular to AB. Now clearly QKCP is rectangle, right? So QK is nothing but 36. So then KB is 49 minus 36, which is 13. Okay, so this is 13 and BC is 85. Okay, so now simply you can say that CK is nothing but square root of 85 square minus 13 square. This you will get it as 84. Fine. Now since this is a rectangle, CK will be equal to PQ. So PQ is also equal to 84. Fine. So these were two simple problems from PROMO 2018 based on tangential quadrilaterals. Let's move on to the next problem. So if you have not copied the solution of the previous problem, then first copy that and then come back to this problem. Pause the video, copy the solution, and then come back to this problem and pause the video again and give this problem a try. Okay, this is problem from one of your assignments. Only 1 or 2 students have solved it. So give this problem a try. Yes, let us discuss. So there are two chords AB and CD of a circle which are perpendicular. Okay, so this is 90 degrees, and you are given the lengths of AP as X, PB as Y, PD as W, and PC as Z. Okay, so you need to find the radius of the circle in terms X, Y, Z, W, or you need to prove that X square plus Y square plus Z square plus W square is 4R square. This is what you need to do. Okay, so first hint, draw perpendiculars from O to the sides AB and CD. So let us say this is K and this is L. Okay, so draw perpendiculars OK, or let us say draw OK perpendicular to AB and OL perpendicular to CD. Yes, this is the first hint. So pause the video again and try this problem again. Yes. So let us discuss this problem. So now since these two are perpendiculars, clearly one thing is you can see that OKPL is a rectangle because all the angles are 90 degrees. So OKPL is rectangle. Also we know that a perpendicular from center bisects the chord, right? So AK is equals to KB. This is nothing but AB over 2, which is X plus Y over 2, because the entire length AB is X plus Y. Fine. So now you can find PK is equals to AK minus AP, which is Y plus X over 2 minus X. So it is Y minus X over 2. So this length PK is Y minus X over 2. So this simply implies that OL is also Y minus X over 2. Right? And CZ is also half of the entire length CD. Sorry, it is CL. CL is CD over 2, which is nothing but W plus Z over 2. Okay. So this length is W plus Z over 2. And let us join OC, and OC is equals to R. Okay. OC is equals to R. Now just use the Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So now just pause the video again and use the Pythagoras theorem in this triangle CLO to get the result. Okay, pause the video again and use the Pythagoras theorem. Yes, so if you use the Pythagoras theorem, you can clearly say that R square is equals to Y minus X over 2 whole square plus W plus Z over 2 whole square. So this is 1/4 of X square plus Y square plus Z square plus W square minus 2XY plus 2WZ. Okay, so there is one more trick left here. You need to prove this, right? So that is R square is 1/4 of X square plus Y square plus Z square plus W square. So you need to prove that 2XY is equals to 2YZ, so that these two gets the cancelled and we get the desired result. So how do you prove that XY is equals to WZ? So just pause the video and think over it. It's just a simple property which we have learned. Try to think why XY is equals to WZ. Fine. So by intersecting chords theorem, okay, since these chords CD and AB intersect in a circle at P, so CP into PD is equals to AP into PB, right? So then WZ is nothing but XY. So these two gets cancelled and you have your result. That is X square plus Y square plus Z square plus W square is equals to 4 times of R square. So copy the solution and then come back to the next problem. So copy the question. I'll dictate the question for you. Let AB be a chord of a circle with center O. Let AB be a chord of a circle with center O. Let C be a point on the circle such that angle ABC is 30. Let C be a point on a circle such that angle ABC is 30 and O lies inside triangle ABC. Let D be a point on AB. Let D be a point on AB such that angle DCO is equals to angle OCB is equals to 20 degrees. angle DCO is equals to angle OCB is equals to 20 degrees. Find the measure of angle CDO in degrees. So this is also a problem from PRMO 2018. So just pause the video, give this problem a try, and then come back to see the solution. So give this problem a full try. Yes, so let us try to solve this problem. First of all, there is a circle, right? There is a circle in which ABC is a triangle. I mean, the circle is the circumcircle of triangle ABC. So let us draw a circle first with center O. AB is a chord of a circle with center O. So let us draw the chord AB. Fine. So this is the chord AB of the circle. And C be a point on the circle such that angle ABC is 30 degrees and O lies inside the circle. O lies inside the triangle ABC. So C will be somewhere here such that this angle is 30. Okay, this angle is 30. Fine. Next, it is given that D be a point on AB such that angle DCO is equals to angle OCB is equal to 20. So if I join this OC, this is 20, okay, and then if I draw 20, then this is D. Okay, so this is the figure, and you need to find what? Angle CDO. This is the angle which you need to find. Okay, so let us think how to solve this problem. So I'm joining AC. Okay, I'm joining AC and I'm joining DO. Fine. So let us also join OB. Okay, so join OB, AC and DO. Okay, now since this triangle is isosceles, if this is 20, then this is also 20. So angle OBC is equals to angle OCB is equals to 20 degrees. So then this is 20 and this is 10. Okay, so this angle is 10. Just a second, let me make it clear. Yes, so this angle is 20 and this angle is 10. Fine. So also you can see that angle COA, let us join OA also, right? Join OA also. So angle COA would be twice of angle CBA, so that would be 60 degrees. So this angle is how much? 60 degrees, right? This angle is 60 degrees. Also, now let us try to find some more angles. I mean, we need to do angle chasing and our aim is to get angle CDO. Okay, so now just pause the video. You have already seen the constructions OC, OA, AC and DO. These are all the things which we have joined. So now just pause the video and try this problem again. Okay, pause the video and try this problem again. Yes, now if you see this triangle OCA, OC is equals to OA, right? Because this is radii and this is 60 degrees. So we know that if in a triangle two sides are equal and included angle is 60, then the triangle is what? Equilateral triangle. So OC is equals to OA and angle COA is equals to 60 degrees implies the triangle OCA is equilateral. This already we have proved and also you can prove it again. It is quite simple. So then this angle is also 60 and this entire angle ACO should be 60, right? So angle ACO is 60, it means if this is 20 then this is 40. So angle ACD is equals to angle ACO minus angle DCO, which is 60 minus 20, which is 40. Fine. So this is 40 and this is 20. Yes. So now we have this AC, this equilateral triangle COA. Okay. So AC is equals to CO is equals to OA. Right? This is what we have. Yes. So now next hint. The next hint is that try to prove that CD is equals to AC. This is the hint 2. Okay. So pause the video, give this problem a try again, and try to prove that AC is equals to CD. This is what you need to do. Yes, so let us discuss this one. Now if you see this triangle OAB, these two are equal, right? So these triangles must be equal. So since OA is equals to OB, angle OAB is equals to angle OBA is equals to 10 degrees. So this angle is 10. Now if you see this triangle ACD, this is 40, this is 70. So this must be also 70, right? So angle CDA is equals to 180 minus 40 minus 70, which is again 70. So now this angle is also 70. Now since this angle is 70 and this entire angle is 70, then AC must be equal to CD. So this simply implies that AC is equals to CD. Okay. So now you have this CD is equals to CO because AC is equals to CO. So all these are equal. Okay. AO, OC, AC and CD, all these are equal. So now if you observe this triangle CDO, these two are equal. This is 20. So this angle is nothing but 80 and this is also 80. Okay. So angle CDO is equals to angle COD is equals to 80 degrees. So this is what we have. We need to find angle CDO, which is 80. Fine. So I mean, it's just pure angle chasing. Okay. We have proved that this triangle is equilateral, and then we have proved that this triangle is isosceles. So finally we were able to prove that CD is equals to CO, and then we got angle CDO as 80 degrees. So just copy this solution and then we'll move to the next problem. Okay, so pause the video and copy the solution and then let us move to the next problem. Yes, so there is a problem from PRMO 2019. So I'll dictate the problem, copy down the problem. So let ABC be a triangle. Let ABC be a triangle such that AB is equals to AC. Such that AB is equals to AC. Suppose the tangent to the circumcircle of triangle ABC, the tangent to the circumcircle of triangle ABC at B is perpendicular to AC, then find angle ABC. So pause the video, give this problem a try and then come back to see the solution. Yes, so let us discuss this solution. So first I am drawing the circumcircle itself. Okay, this would be easy for me. I am drawing the circumcircle, and then there is a point B at which the tangent is perpendicular to AC. So let us draw the tangent first at B. So this is the tangent at B, right? And this is perpendicular to AC. So AC would be in this direction, right? This would be the direction of AC. Okay. So my AC would be something like this, right? This would be AC, right? This is perpendicular. Okay, so this is the tangent at B, and clearly AC is perpendicular, so this is 90 degrees. And let us just complete the triangle. Let us join AB and let us join BC. Okay, now let us say O is the center of the circle. It is given that AB is equals to AC. We need to find what angle ABC, that is this angle. Yes, so I have already given you the figure, right? We have already done the construction. So just pause the video again and try this problem again. Okay, so since you have already have a clear picture now, pause it and try the problem again. Yes, so what I'm doing is I'm just joining this OB. Okay, so join OB. So let us say this point is some K. Okay, so clearly angle OBK is equals to 90. Okay, this is 90. Yes, so since AB is equals to AC, let us say this angle is theta and this angle is theta. So let angle ACB is equals to angle ABC is equals to theta. Fine. So let us also join OC. Okay, let us also join OC. Now say this, if this angle is theta, I mean this angle is how much? Angle this is 2 theta, right? Angle BAK, this is equal to 2 theta, right? So angle BAK is equals to 2 theta. Angle BAK is equals to 2 theta because it is an exterior angle of triangle ABC. So I mean, now pause the video and try this problem again. Now it is a lot simpler. Now you should be able to do this. Just pause this and try it again. Okay, now what I'm saying is AB is what? AB is the chord of a circle and this is the tangent. So angle made by the chord with the tangent at point of contact, that is this angle ABK, right? This should be equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment, right? This is the alternate segment theorem which we have studied. So by alternate segment theorem, angle ABK is equals to angle ACB, right? The angle made by the chord with the tangent at the point of contact is equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. So this is equal to theta. So this angle is theta and this angle is 2 theta. Okay, so now clearly angle KBA plus angle BAK should be 90, right? Because this is a right angle triangle. So then theta plus 2 theta is 90. So this simply implies that theta is equals to 30 degrees. Fine. Theta is equals to 30 degrees. So required angle, that is angle ABC, is nothing but 30 degrees. Yes. So I mean, it's a pretty simple problem only. The only application is that of the alternate segment theorem. Okay, so just copy the solution and then move to the next problem. Yes, let us move to the next problem. So this is another problem from PRMO 2018 and this is a really nice question. So I will suggest you to give really good try to this problem, at least 20 minutes. Okay, so first copy the question. Let ABC be an acute angle triangle. Let ABC be an acute angled triangle with orthocenter H. let G1, G2, G3 be the centroids of the triangles. Let G1, G2, G3 be the centroids of the triangles HBC, HCA, HAB respectively. If the area of triangle G1, G2, G3 is 7, you need to find the area of triangle ABC. Just copy the problem. Now pause the video and give this problem a try for at least 20 minutes. This is really a good problem. Okay, but it is doable, not very difficult. So give this problem a try and then come back to see the solution. Fine, so let us solve this problem. So there is an acute angle triangle ABC. So first I am drawing that acute angle triangle ABC. Okay. H is the orthocenter. So I mean this is perpendicular, this is perpendicular, this is perpendicular. So H is somewhere here. Okay, so this is H. Okay, this is H. So let us draw this HA, this is HB, and this is HC. Fine. Now G1, G2, G3 are the centroids of triangle HBC, HCA and HAB. So since this is the centroid, it will lie on the median, right? So let us say this is the midpoint. So G1 will be somewhere here, right? HD is the median. Okay, so G1 will be somewhere here. And similarly, if I draw the median here, then G2 would be somewhere here. Let us say this is the midpoint E. And if I draw the median here, okay, so G3 would be somewhere here. Sorry, this would be the midpoint F and G3 would be somewhere here. Yes, so just let me make this figure a little bit clear. See, this is G3 and this is F. So clearly D, E, F are midpoints of the sides. D, E, F are midpoints of the sides. Now first hint, prove that G1, G2 is parallel to D. Prove that G1, G2 is parallel to D. Okay, I am just joining all these. So this, I am joining G2, G3, I am joining G1, G3, I am joining this, and also I am joining FE. Okay, so I have joined all these G1, G2, G2, G3, G1, G3, FE, DE and EF. So first hint, prove that G1, G2 is parallel to D. So pause the video and try to prove this. It is pretty simple. Yes, so I think you already have proved that this is parallel. So let us see. We know that HG1 by G1D is equals to HG2 by G2E is equals to 2 by 1, right? Because this is the centroid of the median. So centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1, right? HD is also the median of this triangle HBC, right? So HG1 by G1D is 2 by 1 and HG2 by G2 is also 2 by 1 because this is the median of this triangle HAC. So now since the ratios are equal, okay, so by the converse of basic proportionality theorem, I can simply say that G1, G2 is parallel to DE. Okay, G1, G2 is parallel to DE. And in a similar way, you can say that G1, G3 is parallel to DF and G2, G3 is parallel to EF. Right, this is the first step. Now, let us just use the relation of areas for similar triangles. Okay, so triangle HG1, G2 is clearly similar to the triangle HDE, right? Because this is parallel, so I mean these two triangles HG1, G2 and HED will be similar. So then I can say that area of triangle HG1G2 by area of triangle HDE is how much? It is 2 by 3 whole square, right? The ratio of sides, or I mean let us say HG1 by HD whole square, which is 2 by 3 whole square, which is 4 over 9. Okay, so area of HG1G2 is equals to 4 by 9 into area of HDE. Fine. So area of HG1G2 is 4 by 9 area HDE. In a similar way, area of HG1G3 is 4 by 9 area of HFD. Right? Area of HG1G3 is equals to 4 by 9 area of HFD. Also in a similar way, area of HG3G2 is 4 by 9 area of HFE. So area of HG3G2 is 4 by 9 area of HFE. Yes. So you have area of HG1G2 in terms of HDE, HG3G1 and HG2G3. Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm naming this equation number 1, equation number 2, equation number 3. Okay. Now with the areas of triangle HG1G2, HG1G3 and HG3G2, how can I construct the area of triangle G1, G2, G3? Because I want the area of triangle G1, G2, G3. This is given as 7. So by using HG1G2, HG1G3 and G2G3, so by adding or subtracting, how can you find the area of triangle G1, G2, G3? Okay, this is what we need to find. So if you just add the areas of HG1, G2 and HG2, G3, and from this if you subtract HG2, G3, you'll get the area of G1, G2, G3, right? So to do that, I need to add equation 1 plus equation 2 and subtract equation 3. Okay, so HG1G2 plus HG1G3 minus HG3G2 is nothing but area of triangle G1, G2, G3. Okay, this is area of triangle G1, G2, G3. And what happens on the right hand side? This is HDE plus HFD minus HFE. So HDE plus HFD minus HFE. So you will get area of DEF, right? This area. So it is simply equal to area of FED. Okay. So but area of FED is 1/4 the area of triangle ABC, because this is a medial triangle of ABC, right? So I mean it is pretty simple. This is a parallelogram, this is a parallelogram. This already we have proved it. So simply you can say that area of FED is 1/4 area of triangle ABC. Okay. So if you don't know this, try to prove it. It is very simple. So then this 4 and 4 gets cancelled. So area of triangle ABC is 9 times area of triangle G1, G2, G3, which is 9 times 7, it is 63. Okay. So I mean this is a good problem. The only things which were required here was the use of basic proportionality theorem and its converse, right? Okay, so first we proved that G1, G2 is parallel to DE, G1, G3 is parallel to FD, and G2, G3 is parallel to FE. And then just we use the ratio of areas. Fine. So just copy the solution of this problem. Okay, copy the solution. Pause the video. You can pause the video and copy the solution of this problem.